help map doors. So
yeah. So thank you for. Oh, I forgot to PM to the other guy.
do that right now.
2 people to PM. Should I just do it now?
Yeah.
All right. I think that should still follow the
Yep.
notification.
Yeah. The stream should still be on the game. What is going on in the game right now is we have basically a so we just did soO vs Thorazane. Now we're gonna do 2 different games of soO vs Oz. So this is the first game. These are all from the MvP tournament. These are basically uncasted games that you know, a lot of people missed, and even the people, you know, because of course there's over 1,000 games for that tournament, and we only casted a collection of them. So these are some really cool games. It's in a pretty competitive tournament, and soO vs Oz is interesting because Oz is he's kind of slipped a bit on the Protoss Raider over the last month or so, but prior to last month, he was just absolutely beasting everyone. You know, even in GSL and in the MLG Championship events, I believe he was. So it was one of the arenas. He got like second in or something like that, and I mean he was doing very well. And in this tournament especially, he actually was doing very well throughout the tournament. And he even got second by the end of the tournament. The playoffs, he ended up winning the whole non-pro league side of it, and ended up losing to soO in the grand finals. But this is from when they met in the regular season, so the grand finals being kind of a grudge match between them. But soO, I mean, neither player did anything too crazy so far, right? Just pretty normal stuff here. Of course, pro blocking,
14
hatchery.
pool.
Yeah,
Trying to do
a 16 hatch, but Oz is being a little bit annoying there. You know, Oz is really good at probe. Look at how he's moving to probe. For some reason, every time.
What's the best way to do this? Just curious.
I have no idea. I always lose my probe.
Gosh,
I mean, he delayed it about a good 15 seconds longer than I could ever even hope to delay it. So
I just do rallies and try to make a star.
yeah, I did rallies too, but it was clear he wasn't doing that.
Yeah.
It's like, because I do rallies too, and that's why I always get hit, because you have to, your new movement has to be dependent on the way they move their drone, right? And so you can't just do a blind rally because you just keep getting hit. So he kind of did a zigzag thing. He always moved. He never moved direct away from the drone. Always moved at an angle about 135 degrees. If you put a tail on the drone, 135 degrees to that tail, or I guess you could say 45 degrees off the front direction of the drone.
Yep.
Which is really neat. That's something I'll have to try doing. Of course, it takes a lot more, you know, multitasking and you know, attention to detail, but I thought it was pretty neat.
Alright, so soO is trying to, you know, track down this probe once to make sure he doesn't do anything shenaniganry. Because you don't want him to hide somewhere and then put a pylon later. Which I haven't seen much, honestly, at all. We haven't seen gateway pushes in such a long time, have we?
It's been quite a while. I think
like
the big
4-gate pressure type stuff.
Yeah,
Remember how popular it used to be?
It used to be super popular. Now you pretty much only see it against like 2-base or doing something weird. You're like, well, I want to find out what they're doing, but I don't really feel like tacking. I'll find out by throwing some belts at them.
Like
Make
a 6-gate all in, or just the gateway stuff.
There's some like people do some 8-gate still.
Sure.
I think the Zergs have gotten better at like not letting you hide a pylon right next to their bases, which is really like one was, or they just have their build order down where they have roaches out at the right time, and those builds are such a commitment. It used to be like if you got the Zerg to make a bunch of roaches and Zergians, you'd be like, yay, I'm ahead now because they made a bunch of units and now I can macro up and take a third. But you know, now they're so good at knowing, like, it's actually a slight difference. Before, Zergs would hold the push, then they would stop making units, right? And then they'd always get like 10 roaches more than needed because they'd hold the push and there'd be 10 roaches in production, right? And then but now like the difference is now if you do that, like they're really good Zergs. It's still a good build anywhere other than the super pro level, but they're really good Zergs like soO. They can tell when they're gonna hold it, and they're like, I'm not even gonna. It's like still battling. Yeah, they're just gonna make drones in the middle of it because they know they have the exact right amount of units, and that could be like a 15-20 drone difference earlier, and that's a lot of workers.
Yeah, of course.
And that's roaches is a lot of extra money to have.
But that being said, but Mr. Oz, he's adding on 3 gateways. Okay, there's the robot. I'm like, alright, is he trying to do something?
Oz loves these fast third builds, but this is kind of weird because he's not taking it super fast. He loves to take it really fast. At least I don't think so. I mean, we're looking from soO's camera. Those gateways could all be by a third, you know, because they're next to the production. So never mind.
Alright, so soO's scouting in his opponent's main with an Overlord while getting out a few slowlings to deal with the Stalker Zealot. Light Aggression Roach Ranger's now finishing, and 4 Roaches and a Speed is started immediately.
I think this is going to be +1 Zealot pressure.
Yeah, I mean 3 Gateways are about to finish, but where's that pylon?
I think there might be one at the top left. Not positive. We'll wait and see.
I'm gonna cheat and verify really quick.
Oh, there's one, yeah.
Oh, there's one on the main.
Well, that's not going to last.
So yeah, he doesn't see that. Of course,
doesn't.
we have the privilege of knowing it's right.
Yeah, that's a great hiding spot. Of course, now he sees it. He's just found it. Roaches will kill from the low ground. Oh,
Speaking of gateway
if he saw it earlier, though, right, it wouldn't have gone up. Like, those Zerglings could have been there earlier and stopped it. Or the Roaches he sent, so. Either way, though, I think,
fine.
let's see, look at this. See how he's building drones?
Yep.
Because his Overlord knew from the base that it was not, it wasn't an all-in, right? Yeah, it was 4 gates. So he's like, I just get a few Roaches.
And he only saw 4 Zealots being warped in anyway.
Yeah.
And that's just like, alright, I'll make them.
So, I mean, this is what's made those builds weaker, is because now soO, I feel, has a slight advantage. I don't think it's too huge. I think it's a decent advantage, though. Like, the nice thing about Oz, though, Oz, I'm assuming he has Immortal on the way. Yeah, and he can go take a 3rd as soon as that Immortal comes out. So it's not too bad, and soO's tech isn't super fast. But I would definitely give soO the edge here. So soO's trying to figure out exactly how Oz is following this up. So right now he's building units, not workers, because he thinks there could be a 2-base follow-up, right? And he already has enough workers to deal.
I think Oz is going to try to take a 3rd. I don't expect him to do
yeah, he's still building probes.
Yeah. That Twilight.
But soO doesn't have any vision on Nexuses. This is something that's really cool. Is if he could see the Nexuses right now, they could tell him what's going on, because he could see the probe production or not. Oh, and that Overlord's so annoying. That is just rudely annoying. Right.
Which Overlord?
The one on the 3rd. There's creep over the 3rd,
right.
and now so Oz ideally would be starting his Nexus right now. We can see the money. It was saved up there, so he can build Nexus build 1, but he can't do it now because there's got to wait about a minute for all the creep to go away. So it's And now, as soon as soO realized, I think soO's figured out by now it's probably a 3-base build. And so all of a sudden he's building more drones, Infestation Pit, 5th and 6th gas, you know, getting ready to deal with a much, you know, later tech Protoss army, right? Because, I mean, the worst thing you can do is stay on just pure Roach Zerg. You can, right? That's the standard Roach max out.
You have to, like, do damage.
You have to kill them, yeah. You pretty much have to at least kill the 3rd or get really great trades out of it. So.
Killing sentries, immortals.
Oz is so good at defense, though. He's like the Flash of Zerg, but, well, not really, because Flash is great at so many things.
Yeah.
Oz is so good at taking fast 3rds and, like, never losing them to anything. That's the majority of his Protoss vs Zerg victories, are him taking a fast 3rd, and Zerg saying, oh, you're being greedy, I'm gonna try to kill you, and then Oz is like, okay, I guess I just win then, because you can't kill me. So that's the idea of the build, but soO's not falling for it, right?
Nope.
He's teching up. Hive's on the way, and it's only 11:50. I think he started Hive a little after 11 minutes. It's pretty fast considering this game wasn't like another player. You know, like some Zergs do a super fast Hive tech and they'll max out at like 13 minutes with Hive tech on the way. But that's if the Protoss doesn't obviously super macro focused build. Whereas until recently, right? I mean, Oz opened fairly with a little bit of Zealot warp in her ass. And then it wasn't clear how he was following it up until a little later down the road.
Well, now we're approaching the time where soO is starting to get the scariness out. Like, we see Infestors in production, we see the Spire halfway done, the Hive is about to finish. And Oz is making those Colossi. He just finished up Blink, he's continuing with those weapons upgrades. So, I'm wondering if Oz is going to try to construct some sort of timing off the 3 bases to hit before those Broodlords get out. Or if he's going to take the MC route. And, you know, slowly take a 4th, and then, you know, go get a Stargate and go for the militia.
2 more gateways. In fact, yeah, I think it's the first route.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no 4th Nexus on the way, which there would be. So he's coming out for blood.
And soO's already realizing he's going to lose that 4th. He's building all the spines at the 3rd.
Yeah, which is, I think is smart. And
well, that being said, he just moved his
okay, never mind. I don't know if he can hold the 4th. Well, hard to tell.
I wonder if Oz isn't going to wait for +3, is he? Oh, he just started thermal. Did he forget that?
Well, he didn't have any Colossi in his army. He only has 1 Colossi right now. It was all Immortals.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
It was like it looked like to be Immortal.
He's not going to attack here.
Yeah. I think he was afraid of going down ramps with, because remember all he had was Blink Stalkers and Immortals, right?
Yeah.
And soO had a good number in faster, so he's probably afraid of getting chain fungled to death without any colossi. I think he was trying to scare soO into making more roaches and zerglings was the goal of that push out. He wasn't really intending to attack quite yet. He was only 130 food too, which is kind of low for a Protoss 3-based timing.
Alright, soO trying to control that watchtower that Colossus is saying, no way, Jose. And, you know, soO just biding time right now. 7 corruptors in the way. He was actually saving up some supply there, I think.
It does look like Oz is going to go for a +3, probably. Maybe wait for a 3 Colossi. I think that's the 3rd Colossi on the way right now.
He has to wait for, yeah, Thermal. He'll probably, like, I think Thermal +3 in charge will finish
pretty
relatively
soon.
close to each other, so.
Why not? Why not wait for more? But by the time they finish, soO might have...
That's why not. Yeah. Like, Greatest Fire's going to finish.
There won't be that many Broodlords, though. There's only going to be a few.
Yeah,
so.
4 or 5.
But more and more, I love how he keeps making infestors. That's a good spot to make them.
You do? Would you rather, like, those 3 infestors could have been 3 Broodlords?
Oh no, I was saying the location to build the Broodlords.
Oh, okay.
As far as infestor versus Broodlord, that's always a tough question.
I guess it depends how many he has of each.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, because, like, essentially, all you need is 1 Broodlord, right? As long as you control the infestors properly, and you have a bunch of them.
Yeah, kind of.
In theory.
I mean, as long as you control the infestors perfectly, like,
yeah.
In theory you need 0 Broodlords. But it's really, really hard to control them perfectly against Colossi, so it's good to have, you know, maybe like 5 or 6 you can focus on Colossi at least and go up to Colossi works.
I'd want like 20 or 30.
Yeah, why not, right? Why not?
Ling counterattack here?
Yeah. He's going to look to design the 4th with that, I believe. But I don't think there's
a 4th down here.
Yeah, but I mean, he doesn't... Oh, big move in by Oz. That was a nice move by Oz.
He's out of position.
Yeah, he got soO to move over to the natural. That's called use the inner circle movement to beat soO to soO's own 4th base. He's been able to kill all the spines before the army got there, but now the army's there. A chain fungal's going off.
I think Oz has to win with this push. I mean, I think he's pretty committed. But he has no answer to the Broodlord Infestor composition. He's trying to outmobile it, or whatever that term is. Outmobilize?
Outmaneuver.
Outmaneuver.
Oh, nice flank there, though. Check that out.
Yeah, the Stalkers.
Able to kill 2 Broodlords.
I think 2.
He's killed a couple. He's killed like 4 or 5 now with other blink in.
62 Lings in production.
He actually killed most of the Broodlords. Disadvantage is he lost basically
yeah,
soul
that
army
wasn't
too.
terrible.
No, it wasn't. It was a pretty even
but
trade.
He didn't have a 4th spot. He's just now putting down his 4th.
Yeah, I think it was a pretty even trade in resources lost. Let's actually check that out. Oops, sorry. Yeah, very even trade in resources lost. But soO was able to reproduce. Who has a bigger army now?
I want to see it.
Sorry.
Oh.
We'll check out who has a bigger army first. So right now, soO's got a big army. That's mostly from the rebuilding. He had a little more money saved up from having more economy throughout the game.
Well, I mean, how much of that army is these links, which don't really represent much?
Not actually that much. It's almost all corruptors.
Oh, that's true.
Right, because its army value was I was looking at, right, and
oh, he kept most of his drones alive.
the army value of that Zerglings is actually pretty little. Like,
dude, he just canceled this.
Yeah, I think he feels he has. Oh, maybe Zerglings canceled it. That's probably what happened. I think
wow.
He just missed that.
Well, that's a talking point in and of itself.
Yeah.
soO just being so proactive with those lings, forcing.
Oh, is he gonna burrow? Oh, he doesn't have burrow. Why does he have burrow? A little bit of an oversight.
Dude, none of these oh, I guess. Yeah, soO hasn't got, like, none of these Zergs we've seen today have gotten burrow. Yeah,
it's all been soO.
soO hasn't been getting burrow. Yeah, I don't know.
I guess he just doesn't like it. You know what? I think, there's some warping across the top. I don't think that'll do too much. soO should be able to respond without a problem.
He's got plenty of links.
Yeah. It could be, you know what? I think soO has a code of honor. Right? He doesn't want to hide. He says, I'm not going to hide, so I'm not going to get burrow.
Fair enough.
I mean, it's something you normally see more in Protoss, like the Zealots.
This is actually a really scary push here.
It is. A good number of Broodlords, though. He's been able to rebuild that count pretty well. Oh, you're going to lose that 4th, though.
Blinking away. 4th is gone.
But, you know, he got 2 Colossi and a handful of Stalkers for that.
He still has 80 drones somehow. After losing a hatchery.
He's really good at making... so now Oz is actually have a 4 base of 3 situation pretty soon. This is getting a little bit tricky for soO. His natural is probably almost gone mining. The 3rd is very light.
He's down to probably, I bet the gas in the main is relatively close to mining out. Not too far away. Actually pretty far away from mining out. But I mean, there's only 6 gases right now.
Yeah, he has no bank, unable to max. Of course, Oz isn't maxed either, but you know, he has a bigger army, but he can't really use that because he's afraid of a counterattack from Oz. Oh, nice little Zergling run by at the 4th there from soO. I like quick controls, just using the minimap for the most part. Not able to get too much done there though.
Getting that Broodlord count up there, so at this point I would prioritize those investors. 14 Broodlords,
Oh, definitely.
5 investors right now.
Getting 3 more infestors.
Maybe
8 more spine crawlers. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he was up to 80 drones. Now he's at 72. Sneeze. I have to sneeze? Do I have to sneeze? Oh.
Can't really even utilize those extra drones right now because you know, he's in a situation where he doesn't have enough places to mine from. Utilize those extra drones. So.
Yeah. I'm a little bit surprised he hasn't tried to take that base in the top left. Put a bunch of static D around it.
Well, there was a warp prism hanging out there earlier.
Sure. I mean, for Protoss to commit his army up there.
Oh yeah, there's no way. No way he's gonna put the whole army there. Another little warp and harass. Probably Zealot's coming in. Across the top there. While soO's hanging around on the other side. Infested Terrence going down. He might lose his 3rd base here. Oz doing a great job of this harass, and I think soO. Oh, on Oz, I like how. Oh, using some infestors there. soO's kind of getting picked apart here by Oz. Well, Oz is buying all this time to really
get his mothership. Yeah,
get the mothership, get the Templar, get the 3rd level armor upgrade. He's really working on a lot of different tech at the same time.
Yeah. Wow.
That's feedback's going down.
So good. soO keeps losing infestors. I think that's been a theme of this game. He still has 9 though, and he's lost a lot throughout this. 7 more on the way.
So
he's
been losing a lot, but he realizes that they're the key unit.
Yep.
So at least he rebuilds them. Yep. I think he's fed up with all this harass, and he feels the game's slipping away. If he lets it go on, we'll get better and better and better for Oz. But as it goes right now, he's going for the push there. Massive storms going down. They're actually hitting a lot of the Broodlords too. The Stalker's trying to focus him down. These Broodlords are getting softened up pretty roughly.
Yeah, there's just some great storms there from Oz. Pretty impressive he's able to get close enough to do that. And soO, gosh, he's losing all of his Broodlords. Just like the mothership isn't even out yet, and he's down to 1 Broodlord.
Yeah,
he's at 14.
He fought that really without using the mass infested Terran strategy. Broodlords on their own did not stand up to the Storm and Stalker combination. The Infestors are able to preserve most of their lives though, but he's lost his 3rd. I think he's in pretty big trouble here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oz can just pretty much A-move at this point. Like, he doesn't have any Broodlords. There's no Broodlords.
He does have a good number of spines that they'll buy him some time. The Infestors, he should save their energy. They're just getting massacred here. Yeah. That's too big of an army to handle with just Infestors.
Wow.
Infestors there and Corruptors maybe could have handled this, but...
This is going to be the end of soO in this game. There's not many options available left. Making 16 links at the 25-minute mark.
There's a GG.
There's GG. Wow, well played from Oz. And we're going to go to a quick break, guys, and jump into the next game between Oz and soO. And while we're doing that, we're going to be checking